Previously on Almost a Chateau, we gave you a peek behind the curtain. The good, the bad and the downright ugly. From broken lead lights to rotten floorboards and cracked terrazzo, this old beauty certainly knows how to keep us on our toes. This week we're back with the sequel to The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, Exterior Edition. It's time to face the not-so-pretty side of Chateau life. From roof repairs to crumbling stonework, dodgy wiring to sneaky plumbing, we're diving headfirst into the Chateau's hidden secrets. Some parts are beautiful, others, well, can no longer be ignored. Welcome back. This week we are back to the good, the bad and the ugly, and we're talking about the exteriors in part 2. The exterior of the Chateau might look impressive at first glance, but if you look closer, you'll find there is a number of problems. Major cleaning of this stone with specialised equipment, because the sandstone is quite porous. You can't just pressure hose it and hope for the best. We'll need specialists to actually clean this facade. While we have scaffolding up, we'll have a number of jobs to do simultaneously. That would actually cause the cost of this facade cleaning and restoration would skyrocket from the good category to the bad category. The front facade needs a little love with some minor stone repairs. The side facade hides a thin layer of old concrete render that really does need to be done. It's not the best look, but it's not urgent. The back facade simply needs a good clean to bring it back to life. When it comes to windows, we have our work cut out for us. All 24 of them we have to restore. Currently on the ground floor, on the front facade, we have stainless steel windows, probably installed around the 1990s, so making them around about 30 years old now. The windows are double glazed, but because of the seals are not working very well, they do little to keep out the noise and the wind, so these will need to be replaced. Our village has strict heritage rules, so we can't install stainless steel windows again. I don't even know how they got away with it in the first place. We have to install at least something similar to the original, which will be oak windows. And as you can see, you can count up per window times 24 is going to be a very expensive outlay for us. Our goal is to replace them with beautiful oak frame windows, finished with a protective coating to save us from repainting every decade. The rest of the Chateau windows are wooden, single paned and in varying states of decay. With the cost of replacing all 24 soaring into astronomical, this definitely lands in the bad category, and we'll likely need to tackle this window restoration in stages. And then there are the external doors, the first thing that greets you when you come to the Chateau. And at first glance, they're in really good condition. They do need some minor repairs and adjustments, and especially a new paint. My problem at the moment is I really don't know what colour it should be. Maybe you can help me. Put some suggestions in the comments. What colour should I do the door? Because that's the first thing that greets you. So it should have an impact. It should be quite impressive. So I'd love to hear your comments on what colour the door should be. I've got some ideas. I don't want it again to be green. The side door is next on the list, needing a new coat of paint and proper seals to keep out those winter drafts. The main back door that will take a little bit more work, we'd love to upgrade it with double glazing for better insulation before giving it a well-deserved paint and refresh. Like so many parts of the chateau, these doors might look simple, but restoring them properly will make all the difference. We passionately want to keep all the original features and restore them rather than replace.
So here we are in the attic. A year and a half ago, we moved here permanently to France, and we realised because of the weather and all that sort of stuff and leaks and that the roof was going to be number one priority. Before we could go further with any other renovations, we had to get this house and the roof especially watertight. The condition of the roof was, there was broken tiles, there was tiles moved. That's why we had all these major leaks, especially on the north side of the house. It's pretty well blanketed in moss, or they call it mousse in France, and even had flowers all over it, which the bees absolutely loved. So before we got someone in to do the roof, spent the next couple of months demolishing all the ceiling space and all the insulation and removing all that sort of stuff. It wasn't too bad from the underside. The odd damage, timber joists and a couple of these timber boards and that which the tiles just sit on. There's probably a dozen of those that had to replace, but generally speaking, it's in fairly good condition. When we employed the roofers, it took them about 5 weeks. One of our priorities was to try and keep as much as possible the original tiles. So we mixed a bit of the old and new to keep the same aesthetics with the roof, and it looks absolutely amazing. It was a fantastic job that the roofers did, but we still got a lot to do. So the gutters are made of zinc, but they've got issues where they've sagged and all they've got cracks and stuff like that. So we've got some leaks along the front facade on the main road, and also at the back here, some issues. We'll have to replace some of it, if not all of it. I don't know yet. We'll find that out. All the fascia board here is all rotted out. So that's just where my hands are, is just the gutters. So all along here to probably about halfway along the front, we'll have to replace all that. So all I've got is a bit of plastic or something like that just to stop the weather coming in. We've got a membrane over the front too that stops it. So that's another issue we'll have to eventually fix. For the fascia boards, we have to remove the gutter, replace the fascia boards and probably paint them, and then you replace the gutter. We've got a section on the veranda there. It's got asbestos roof, so at some stage, it has got a leak, but at the moment we're not terribly worried about it. But some stage we'll have to remove that or get some specialists in to remove the asbestos and replace it with probably tiled roof, the same as what we have on this roof. With the chimneys too, we've got some chimneys, probably 2/3 of them, that we're not going to use anymore. So what we'd like to do is to cap them off so we don't get any vermin or birds and that falling in them. Finally, on the exterior side, on the south side of the house, there's a few issues where there's holes in the wall where the floor joists and ceiling joists and that poke out through the side of the wall, and the mortar or whatever has come away, so you can actually see the light of day through it. So that will at some stage probably have to get, I call it a cherry picker or something like that, to patch. Sorry, there's also a bearer on the north side of the house that has some dry rot, will have to be replaced. Here we are on the back balcony, which is on the first floor. And as I previously discussed, we're talking about the asbestos roof here, which is above my head. So the ceiling we'll have to eventually replace because especially this end, we've got some rot coming through because we've got a bit of a bad leak from the asbestos roof and we're not going to touch it, and we can't get up there at the moment. It's way too dangerous to see what's underneath, to see if there's any rotten beams and all the rest of it. We'll eventually rip this this green fake lawn off and replace some of the timber bearers. As you can see, I'll need to fix these handrails, put some better screws or bolts into them sooner than later. Also, this handrail has to come up, if you want it to code, has to come up another 50 mil. On a good note though, the front balcony is all to code, nothing wrong with it except for it needs a coat of paint, which will take ages. We might have to put some scaffolding up or something like that to do it. So this balcony is in the bad category. The front balcony is in the good category.
this brings us to the shutters. Now in Australia, we don't have shutters, or we don't use shutters. And it was really interesting to find out why they're used so commonly in France, keeping the sun out in the really hot months and insulate. It's also really good for wind or storms. And of course, it's a really good security measure. If you want to go away, you'd close all your shutters up. As you know, we've been tackling the enormous first floor shutters, and they're finally nearing completion. The lattice style ones were in terrible condition, hinges barely holding on, and sections of stone missing, which allowed water to seep inside. Luckily, the shutters are something we can restore ourselves. We've completed 5 so far, with 16 more to go. Thankfully, the remaining ones look to be in much better shape. So in the good category.
So here we are on the ground floor bedroom, which we made into a bedroom anyway. When we first arrived here, we had a diagnostics report saying that all the electrical needs replacing. So slowly but surely, I'm doing that. So we're starting off with the main switchboard, which has a brand new linky that's for the power authority, and also a brand new main switch. All the rest of this I'm going to eventually remove, or will be removed. And there won't be any little circuit breakers or anything like that in this board at all. It'll just be the linky and the main switch. That's it, and an earth connection. But all these ugly looking things, they'll disappear. Why are we lucky, Dan?
Because you're an electrician.
Oh, well, and the lucky thing is I am an electrician, but once I finish doing all this, it'll have to be certified by a French qualified electrician.
When do you think the electric will be finished, Richard?
By the year 2030. I don't know, it'll be a little while, a couple more years, I'd say. Because we'll have to, what I'm doing is I'm upgrading electrical as we do each room sort of thing. And access to this house, through this house compared to Australia, because it's sandstone and rock, is so much more difficult. And on ground floor and that, I'll be honest, I'm still up in the air how I'm going to do some of it. So here I am in the backyard, outside the laundry here. And what I'm going to explain to you is about the plumbing and that, which is, we will class it as in the bad category. On the laundry side of the house, all the way from the attic down to ground floor, we don't have a true waste pipe for toilets and grey water. So what we're eventually going to have to do is plumb a 100mm pipe all the way, not just from the first floor, but from the attic, through the ceiling of the first floor, down just inside this corner here, inside the laundry there, box it in, and then come out here. And what we'll eventually have to do is dig up this pathway in front of me here, go to the side of the house, and then down the side of the house to the street. We don't have enough fall to go out into the street, so what we'll have to do is get council permission and that to lower the pipe work in the street, the drain in the street somehow, so we get that full. And the reason I know this is because I've had plenty of discussions with plumbers. They just came and looked at it straight away. They said, you're going to have some issues. So this owner had some waste pipes and that just for the bidet and the shower and all your grey water. And long story short is it's illegal what they were doing. So we have to conform and upgrade it. So you can see up there where you can see pipes going into the stormwater. And same with the laundry, stormwater, which we'll eventually have to replace and put it into the waste. I just want to point out these 2 large posts that are holding up the first floor balcony. They've got some dry rot going on here. At the moment, it's not too bad on both of them, but they will have to either be the bottom bit chopped off and replaced. They're what we call in the bad category. The smart thing is to chop them off and put yokes, which will help support it. Still not sure how we're going to do it yet. Again, it's something down the track.
As you can see, the work ahead of us is big, long, and incredibly expensive. But honestly, every bit of it is worth it, because we absolutely love this chateau and we wouldn't really change a thing Our love for this place keeps us going, even when the to-do list seems absolutely endless.
And maybe there'll be time for a part 3.
Oh, really?
Which would be the outbuilding and our garden plans.
Yeah, future garden plans.
What do you think, Bijou?
So one shutter, one bedroom at a time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See you.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao. Hey, and maybe there might even be a part 3.
Yes, let's hope. Of course,
Would you?
50 million people are going. No.